Hi, thank you for joining me for day 15 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christie's Beautiful Life. And you can see in the top right hand corner there, today's sketch is by Rebecca Verbenak. I hope I've pronounced your name correctly, Rebecca. I did struggle a little bit with this sketch. I don't normally do diamonds on my page. I've tried once before and wasn't thrilled with the results. So I've taken the geometric shapes that Rebecca's put on the sketch and used frames in their place. So I'm using 2 photos instead of 3, but overlapping them as she's shown. And I'm using these frames from the 49er Market ARToptions Alena collection to create the geometric shapes behind the photos. So it's not the sketch at all, but I've definitely taken inspiration from the sketch, and that was my starting point. And as Christie says, sketches are there to inspire you, and this layout definitely wouldn't have been created had I not had that sketch. So thank you, Rebecca, for the inspiration, and I'm sorry I haven't followed as closely as your sketch shows, but I do hope you like the end results. So these are 2 photos of our family holiday to home last year. I'm desperately trying to finish this book off. I think I've got one more or two more photos to do, which will probably be my next couple of layouts, and then I'm done. So I've just stuck those 2 photos together, and I'm using foam pads to raise them up above those frames. And then once these are down, I can start embellishing around. And again, I'm going to go in heavy with the rub-ons from this ARToptions Alena collection. I did that yesterday on yesterday's video as well, if you've watched that. I really like them, and I just wanted to copy the leaves and things that you can see in these views. These are the views from the hotel that we stay in on Herm. It's only a tiny little island, so we're right on the beach, and it looks over to Guernsey. You can see Guernsey in the distance. So one taken during the day while we were having drinks on the lawn, and then one in the evening after we'd had our evening meal. So first of all, the title, and I just found this little rub-on that says, "Let's make this moment last forever and ever." And I just thought that was really nice to go with these photos. So just adding that on that bottom right-hand corner, and that is approximately where Rebecca has her title there. Just making sure that everything's rubbed on securely. So while I'm doing that, please do check the description box down below to see everybody else who's joining in on this hop. There's a playlist that Christie has created. So you can just play the playlist and it will play the new videos every time they come up. I'll also add Rebecca's details down there, who created this lovely sketch. And if you would give me a subscribe, I'd be most grateful. I'm nearly at that 1,000 milestone, which everybody rushes towards, so I'll be really grateful if you haven't already subscribed, and if you have, thank you so much for doing that. It does help me a lot. It sort of gives me the enthusiasm to carry on with this, if you like. I really enjoy creating layouts, and I love filming them, but it is a little bit of work, so it's really nice to have the interaction with you all, either subscribing to my videos or liking them or commenting. It's lovely, so thank you very much. So you can see I just went through the leaves there, and I've started pulling some off to add to the corners where Rebecca's got the embellishments in her sketch. So first of all, in between the 2 photos there, and now I'm focusing on the bottom corner underneath that frame, and this layout did come together quite quickly. I'm using the different colours in the rub-ons. So this is more of a blue colour, and that's going to go along the bottom of that frame. And I really love how these rub-ons layer onto the frames, because they do have a little bit of a ridge where the frame meets the cardstock, the base cardstock, and they just go over like a dream. They don't crack or anything. It'd be interesting to see how they bear up. I know some of my older rub-ons from other companies in the past, if I haven't used them, they do eventually go brittle. So it'd be interesting to see how these cope over the years if I don't use them. Hopefully I will, though. I'm trying not to hoard stash and just get it used. And it's my incentive to get a new collection. If I can use so much of one, I incentivise myself. Otherwise I'd just end up with piles and piles and piles. And if you've watched my craft room tour, I just don't have the room at all. So I've got to be fairly disciplined in what I take. So just getting this rub-on down in that corner. And then moving on, finding another piece to add to that top left. And it's just filling in those frames really nicely so that they don't look too bare. And I love those as a staging piece for the photos. I just think this has worked really well. So another piece down at the bottom there. Just wanted to bring in a bit more of the bluey green to that cluster. Just giving it a good rub to make sure it's well secured. Just seeing if I need anything else. And now coming in with my title. So I'm using these beautiful Florence alphabets from Bella Boulevard. And I'm just going to write down the views from Herm because that's exactly what it is. And I love that the blue matches so nicely with all of this. So now a tiny bit of journaling up the side, and it just says Family Holiday, August 2022, just so that I know the year if it was ever taken out of the album, because we do go every year. So another tab, and this one says Photographs plus Memories. So I just wanted to add that as another little bit of something. It's a very simple layout, but there's enough on it. I was really happy with it when it was done. And this one says One Fine Day. I move it around a little bit, trying to decide exactly where to put it, but it ends up there where I've put it now. And then I do find another word strip that says See Clearly that I will add on to the bottom photo, just for balance again. This butterfly, I feel, just finishes off that top left-hand corner. And here's that other word strip. So now I'm going to finish off with some splattering, and I've pulled out my Heidi Swap Colour Shine in the tealy turquoise colour, and I'm just going to splatter that around the page, top left to bottom right, to follow that diagonal line. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you've enjoyed this layout. As I say, it is different from the sketch, but I was definitely inspired by that sketch, and that's what they're there for. That's what Christie's always saying. So long as it gives you inspiration, it doesn't really matter how you take it. So thanks ever so much for joining me, and I shall see you again tomorrow for day 16. Bye.